Hey guys, Kat here with Stu the Bus. As some of you may know, I've been writing a lot of articles for trailandsummit.com, and occasionally we've been doing some review articles of products that we use, like outdoor stuff and other things like that. And the wonderful people at Jackery agreed to hook us up with an Explorer 1000 and 2 of their 100-watt solar panels for us to review. So we thought we would go ahead and make a video and share what we found with you guys. So let's get to unboxing. See?
Gotta work for it.
Suction.
Jackery 1000. So these are combiner cables. Power brick and all the connectors. That's cool. Nice little pouch. Put that in there. Noise. Sweet. Fantastic packaging. That's so fun. Wow, that's great. We've never seen one of these in person, so it's pretty cool to see them.
So it's the next day and it's super sunny out, so we're gonna set up our Jackery Explorer 1000 and the 2 100-watt solar panels they sent us. When it came out of the box yesterday, it was at 37% charge, so we're gonna see how long it takes in full sun to get to a full charge. So let's set it up.
All right, so we just got the panels hooked up with the little parallel connector for the 2 panels. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. And it's going, well, I keep blocking the panel, but when I'm not in the way of the panels, it's getting about 135 watts right now. And we're in Washington State, so the sun's already pretty low in the sky. But it's about 10:25 in the morning. And we're just gonna see how long it takes to charge up. It's at 100%. Let's go check it out. Ooh la la. Get it in the sun for once. Oh yeah, 100%.
Juiced.
Fully juiced, and it's like 3:30. So it took about 5 hours to go, yeah, about 5 hours to go from 37% when we opened the box to 100% now. So that's pretty on par with, like, they say it normally takes like 8 hours to go from 0 to 100. So we were thinking about a little over 12% an hour. So that's about right. All right, so next we're gonna do some testing with all the crazy plugs on here, and we'll probably get to that tomorrow, so stay tuned.
See you then.
Bye. So this is the input here. This is if you do a single solar panel, and then this is an Anderson plug if you have the dual setup like we do, which is super nice. This button just turns the display on so you can check battery percentage. We're still at 100, and it's been like 3 days since we charged up, so that's reassuring. Just so you're not getting a lot of battery drain. And then this is the 12-volt DC power over here, so if you turn that on, then all those ports work. And this has a little cigarette plug right there, 2 USB-Cs, and then 2 USB-As, just regular old school ones. And then next to it is the AC, so 110 volt, and the fan cranks on, as you can hear a little bit when you turn that on. Kind of sounds like a little car rev, but there's 3 of those, and that's super nice. So what we're going to do here is try and use, well, almost every port on there. We only have one USB-C to USB-C cable for my phone, but every other plug is going to be used. So this should be fun. So in the 12-volt car plug, we're going to do a little fan. And then we have a Bluetooth speaker, a phone, laptop, smartwatch, camera battery, and a toothbrush, an electric toothbrush, because we're bougie like that. Got to keep the pearly whites pearly white, you know? It's kind of extra in a bus, but we've used them for a long time and whatever. It's going to turn into a Sonicare ad pretty soon. So let's plug all this stuff in and see how much juice it takes. All right, so I turned the fan off because that's super annoying. As you can see there, it's kind of jumping between like 75 and like 85, just depending. But we finally used 1% of battery, and that's probably just from me messing around with it all the time. But like I said before, there's tons of ports. I couldn't imagine us charging all of this stuff all at once, but it's nice to know if we needed to. You can. And yeah, we're just gonna leave this stuff plugged in for a while and see
How much it drains the battery over time, pretty much.
Yeah, shocking.
See what happens.
Never would have guessed that was what we were gonna do next, huh? Coming in for the update, we have used 8% of battery, and it's been about an hour and a half, I'd say. Yeah, and so this speaker, Bluetooth speaker, and the watch, we're at about 20%, and those are full. And then this guy's still charging. I'm not sure how full or empty that was, but I think it was pretty close to dead. This is like a really old battery, so it probably doesn't have quick charging of any capabilities. Same with these toothbrushes. That one's still charging, but those take a long time even in a house plug. And then my phone was at like 40%, I want to say, and that finished up in like less than an hour. And then the laptop also finished too. That was at like 60%. So it didn't have much to go, but those both charged up super fast, which is really nice. And like I said, we still have only used 8%. So even if you have a lot of things to charge like we have right now, you could feasibly charge it up quite a few times and still have a lot of juice left, which is nice. And then, you know, of course, if you do run out of juice, you can just pop the solar panels back out and charge it up, which is what we're planning on doing.
So today we're going to test just the charging capability direct from the panel. I'm just going to charge my phone, which I have drained to 1%. This is just an old iPhone SE, and we're just going to see how long it takes to fully charge. Alright, so I just plugged it straight into the USB-A port right there. And then,
It's got USB-C as well, right?
yeah, and an LED thing, I think it says on there.
I think that's just to see if it's on, maybe.
Oh, probably. Okay, so it's 12:33. My phone's at 1%. Let's see what happens. It's charging. Woohoo! Alright, we'll check back later. So it's been just over 2 hours, and my phone is at 98%, which is about as high as it ever gets because the battery's kind of old. So yeah, I tried not to use it a whole ton while we were charging it. I just checked the time a few times and looked at a few things, but yeah, about 2 hours to charge via the solar panel. My phone died already today, so I got to charge it again. Fun stuff. But this time I decided to charge it using the Jackery. So instead of last time we used the solar panel, this time I went with the box. And I expected it to charge way faster, but it actually took about the same. It was about 2 hours. I was using it like a little bit here and there. But also my phone is really old and never really charges super fast. So we might eventually test and see with Aaron's phone, because he has plugged it in briefly into this, and since he can use the USB-C port, his does charge a lot faster. So pretty much figured 2 hours or for much less if you have a nicer, newer phone than me.
Pretty much been doing smaller device testing, except for like laptops, but we wanted to see what it could power. This is actually a chest freezer, and we use a Johnson Controls thermostat thing to run it at fridge temps. Anyway, long story long, we just have an extension cord plugged into the end of that thing that's normally plugged into what is essentially an extension cord from our inverter. So anyway, let's see what it does. All right, so obviously it's not doing anything yet because the fridge isn't on. So let's try and see if we can turn it on. And we're nice and stocked. Oh, look at that. Waiting. Normally we don't just leave the fridge open. No. Because it normally kicks right on, but of course for this video.
And it's like 80 degrees, of course it's still not on though.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Props to our fridge for being efficient, I guess.
Yeah. So we'll keep it on. Hopefully it kicks on in a second so we can see. It's plugged in, right?
You did the thing, I don't know.
Yeah, I just replaced that extension cord with this extension cord, so I don't understand. Success! Kat just went in and grabbed the little probe there, the temperature probe inside.
I fooled it.
Fooled it into thinking it was warm. For some reason it didn't come on, but it is kind of packed full of stuff. But anyway, so it kicked on and handled it just fine. We were at 52 just a second ago, but...
And I think it spiked to like 86 watts at the highest, and then now it's holding pretty steady around 70-ish.
Yeah. Alright, so the fridge just turned off. I keep looking down there because that's where the power light is. Just so you guys know, I'm not having a stroke or anything. As you can hear, the fan is on the Jackery. It's not super loud, as I'm like yelling. We got our roof fan on too.
There's
but
a lot of fans going on.
Yeah, hopefully it's not super loud. In person, it's not that bad. So,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
So this is cool because like one of the main reasons we wanted the Jackery is so that we can park the bus in the shade. And then like normally we would be able to go, you know, a couple days maybe, because obviously we need solar power to run everything. But this way with the Jackery we could park the bus in the shade, stick the Jackery panels in the sun that's hopefully nearby, charge that up, and then run the fridge off the Jackery. So Aaron just spent an hour taking everything off the GoPro SD card because it decided to reformat in the middle of the video. Love it. Anyways,
we didn't lose anything though.
Yeah, we did not lose our footage, thank God. So as I was saying, the point is, if we can park the bus in the shade, have the Jackery charged with nearby sunlight, and then run our fridge off that would allow us to stay parked in the shade for like, I don't know, a week or more probably, depending on how much other juice we use. Which is super cool because there have been a lot of like awesome forest places that we've wanted to stay at, but there's no sun, so then after like 3 days we're like, okay, well, we gotta go. So, final thoughts on the Jackery Explorer 1000 and the 100-watt solar panels. Bottom line, they're awesome. And we just want to talk about a few things that we've noticed now that we've used it for about 9 days. First of all, how long the battery lasts.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we charged it up to 100% and then have used it for a little over a week. And
just doing our random tests and stuff that you guys have seen.
Yeah,
we haven't recharged it since then.
Yeah.
And it only dropped to 47%?
Yeah, so we used about 53% in a week. Just doing our tests, and then Aaron charged his laptop a few times and also worked for a while it was plugged in. I charged my laptop a little bit too. We ran the fridge, we charged the batteries, charged my phone several times, as you've seen. And yeah, so I mean, I feel like that's pretty typical of how much we would use it in a regular week, although it'll vary a little bit based on, you know, the temperature
Where
and how
we're
much
at.
sun there is, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, so yeah, pretty impressed with the battery life and how much stuff it can power. That's pretty insane, actually.
We've also found a lot more uses than we initially thought. Like, we always thought they were really cool, but we weren't sure.
Yeah, we weren't sure, since we already have solar power, like how much would we really use this thing. But we've thought of so many things, like Aaron just said. It's like pretty crazy how much more stuff we can power without like feeling like we're using up our house power and stuff like that.
And just being able to, like our main reasoning to even think about getting one, even though we have a normal solar system in the bus, is so we can park the bus in the shade a lot more, and then hopefully there's sun nearby, like we've mentioned, and charge it up that way. But even on top of that, that's already a big benefit, because if you guys live in vehicles, you'll know that shade is,
it's real hot.
it can make a big difference.
Which is why we're outside right now.
Yeah. But yeah, just even on top of that, we found a ton of new different things that we can use it for.
Yeah.
And that's really nice.
It's like one of the biggest things for us definitely will be powering our computers, because we both now work from home, aka the bus, on our computers, and so that's going to take a lot of juice. And sometimes when we were both plugged into the house batteries, we were like, oh my god, this is using so much, you know, like, is the fridge even going to work? But now, you know,
it works,
it does, yeah. I'm being dramatic, but now we can just use the Jackery, plug both of our computers into that, and then like not even worry about affecting the house batteries. So that's going to be huge. And then parking in the shade also.
And then kind of a last thought that we don't really ever probably will use it for, but you guys might out there, is for car camping and stuff like that. We think it's definitely worth it, especially for car camping, because you don't really have any other option besides little power bricks and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, so this, we didn't really go through it because we're not ever going to charge it like this, but you can charge it in just like a cigarette lighter from your car, or you can charge it at home, like just in a normal wall outlet.
Yeah.
But that charges up, I think, similarly to the solar panels.
I think it was about 8 hours from empty to full, regardless of how you charged it.
But that would be a huge benefit to have.
Yeah, so if you were, you know, out car camping and you had no other source of power, you could use that to power like a fridge. You could charge your phones, power like a TV if you want. I don't know how bougie you want to get car camping, but you could be pretty bougie.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a huge benefit. And also, if we have like guests come stay with us and we have like extra power draw as the result of more people, it can be super handy. Or if they're like staying in a tent nearby, we can be like, here, charge your stuff with our cool thing. So
yeah. And if it's, this is just, I'm spitballing here, but if there isn't sun for a long time, we do have alternator charging from the bus to the house batteries in our bus, but then we can also just be like cigarette plug charging the Jackery too, and that's another, add it to the list.
See, every day we come up with new things of how we can use this.
So we think it's definitely worth it. The build quality is awesome, and the layout of everything, all the plugs on the front of the box, and then also the panels are super nifty.
Yeah.
So we think
very well designed.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
We'll have to maybe come back with a mini review later on after we use it for a while. But so far, I think like a week and a half long testing period, we're super happy with it.
Yeah, definitely impressed. So thank you to Jackery for providing us with their Explorer 1000 and 2 of the 100-watt solar panels. We are super grateful and love it. And then if you really want to get nerdy and read all of our statistical analysis, check out, we'll post a link down below in the description of my article on trailandsummit.com, and that'll be like a more full review in writing. So I think that's everything.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
We'll see you guys later.
Thanks for tuning in.